Hi, this video is about, maybe the best way to repair a record sleeve. And first of all, I'll say most people, serious collectors would tell you the best way is not to. Put it in like a sleeve protector with the record behind it, to preserve it. Me, I kind of like seeing the records in their original form as close as possible. So unless it's like super valuable or something like that, if it's super valuable, I just don't touch it at all. I leave it alone too. But I only have a couple of those. So the ones, a few dollar records, a lot of times I like to see them repaired, So you've probably seen a video I did a while back on Django Reinhardt. Well, this one had a small seam split that I can show you here. You can see looking down the camera right here that. So what I like to do is, what you'll do is, no, you won't use this. What you'll do is, I like to use this Elmer's, basically just child's glue, this little paste stick. Let me find the lens, there we go. Something like this. It needs to be non-acidic because the acidic stuff, kind of can discolor and mess up your sleeve or any coloring in it. You probably see a lot of people's taped with an acidic tape, and when it gets real old, you can see it discolors it where the tape was, and the tape usually flakes off, so it's not doing its job anymore anyway. So I don't like tape. But what I do try to do is you can take this, and I'll try to do it as best as I can on camera. But what I try to do is kind of come at about, a 45 or 30 degree angle to this sleeve and just work your way right in here ever so slightly. Try to get as least possible, just mainly get it on that edge, because you don't want to close off your hole too small to get your record and sleeve back in correctly. So you just kind of go pretty quick too. I may have to redo this off camera to make sure that it doesn't dry on you. And then I like to kind of go ahead and pinch it together and put a little down the top too. I try to work some of the original little frays and pieces sticking off back in to it to kind of preserve it if I can. And once you kind of get it together, you can do what you want to after that, but I sometimes work it in, try to keep it just on that edge, because you won't really see it. It dries pretty good. Try to kind of preserve as much as that as possible. And once I kind of get it glued pretty good, I'm trying to keep as much on camera as possible. And I put a little more across there in case I rubbed it off. And once you kind of do that, I like to use these clamps. This is basically just a clothespin, but it's very light. You don't want one that squeezes too hard, or it'll leave a mark in your sleeve. So what I try not to do is and don't get it on any of the glue or your sleeve will come off with it too. I try not to use stuff like these. These grip these paper clip things too hard. They're real tight, and it's actually left a mark before. But like I said, it wasn't a super valuable one, so you live and you learn. You find your own techniques. And like I said, a lot of people may not want to do this at all, but I feel I'd share it just in case there were people who wanted to entertain the idea. And once I kind of get it clamped, this might be overkill. I kind of just leave it. You'll leave it for a few hours, sometimes overnight if I don't have anything else to do. And it'll be back together. So what we'll do is, I may have to record the rest of this video later. We'll kind of let it dry for a while, and then we'll come back on and see the results. We'll kind of stretch it out for you and kind of show you that. Go ahead and put the record back in and show you that it works pretty good. So I'll be back in a flash for you. All right, we're back here a couple hours later, so let's take a look and see how our glue did and put our record back in. So we'll go ahead and take these clamps off. As you can see, you have your seam here. I should have put a little more glue on the end, but I can do that later. But the basic premise of it and point still stands. See, look, you saw it before in the first part of this video, but look, so you can apply a lot of pressure and you still have a solid seam that looks fairly good too. I can finish that out a little bit, but it almost looks like you don't have one. So what we'll do now, if I can remember where I laid it, let's put the record back in. Here it is. Here's our record. And it's, will do. Shouldn't give us any issues, being we stayed very close to the edge. Nope. So finish it up here. Goes right in. It's hard to do that on camera, but there we go. So now you have a repaired sleeve by some simple child's paste. And like I said, I'll clean that up a little more. It's still a little frayed, but as you can see, like we said, it does a real good job and doesn't affect the look of your record. That's what I like about it. So you can see it still looks undisturbed. You don't see any of this glue residue or nothing like that because it dries clear. And it's non-acidic, so it's not going to change the color of your sleeve. And that is basically how I repair a seam split. So that's all for this video. We'll catch you guys next time. Please like and subscribe.